Morning everyone. Welcome to another Compliance Over Coffee for 2024. This morning I've got a list of 11 things for you. So it's about before you set up, before you start, and also a basic business setup. And I thought that we would cover everything from scratch that I think is really, really important for you. And I have got a list the other side of me, and that hence why I've got the glasses on to be able to read the list. I'm at the age where I need my glasses to be able to read at a distance. So, step one, probably the most important step. Do nothing until you have researched all that is involved in setting, and that is for any business. But we're talking about setting up a sourcing or deal packaging business. So do nothing at all until you've researched everything that's involved. How to set it up, how to run it, the costs involved in setup, the costs involved in running it. About the first 6 months of running, how much is it going to cost you? And the time required for you to make it a success. Now, a lot of people think that this is easy. It isn't. And I say that from experience of over 12 years of doing this. It is not easy. You have to build momentum to be able to make the ease of the work come in. But in the beginning, it's a hard slog. So step one is researching all that is involved. And I mean everything. And what I would also say to you is, don't listen to what people say on Facebook necessarily and take it as being the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And sadly, in the UK at this moment in time, private education sector, for me, isn't all that it should be. And I wouldn't take anyone's word, what they say to you, as being the whole truth and nothing but the truth either. Take the responsibility and research it for yourselves. Don't just accept what someone says to you as being correct. That includes me. Go off and research it for yourself, because it is your business and your responsibility. It's no good saying, well, so-and-so told me that was okay to do. You have to know and take responsibility for what you're doing and what you're setting up. So that's step one. Step two is then you take all of that information that you have researched and you decide if sourcing is really for you. Can you do it? Can you afford the cost? Can you allocate the time? Because it is really time intensive. Step three is choose the type of business setup that you want or you believe will be best for you. Now, we always advise that you chat with an accountant for this, because everyone's position is completely different. And the choice of business setup tends to be not what you think will be the smartest looking or the most business-like, but the most tax efficient for you. So choose the type of business that you really want to set up. Consult an accountant. Usually it's either sole trader or it's a limited company. Sometimes it's an LLP if there's multiples of you all working together. Step four is get appropriate training in data protection and anti-money laundering. This is a legal requirement. Now, it has to be fit for the sector that you're operating in and your position in the company. Just paying £9.99 or doing something free online and then saying I've ticked a box for training, it's all well and good, you've ticked a box, but at the end of the day, does it help you understand exactly how to meet minimum standards in your sector for your position in that business? Step five is then the commencement of setting up the business, and an accountant can help you with that. The type of business that you want, setting it up at company's house, etc. There are some online places that you can do it, but understand that if you're going to set up a limited company, there is legislation and regulation around the running and the setting up of a limited company. So whilst you might get a lot of fancy paperwork, there are rules and regulations around it. Understand the basics of being the director of, the shareholder of a limited company in the UK. Number 6, write or purchase all policies, risk assessments, controls and procedures and in-house complaints processes and adapt them for your business. Now, these are legally required documents. And if you're caught trading without them, or even if you set up your business and you don't have them and you're caught without them, you will be fined. I'm sorry, but this is planet Earth here. There are fines issued for this, and these are legally required documents. What I would say to you is that adapt for your business is a very, very short statement, but what it means is this. You may be able to get documents from someone else without paying a lot of money for them. You may be able to get documents from a course, and that's absolutely fine. What I'll say to you is, if you don't understand what meeting minimum standards means, how do you know if these documents are good quality or not? Plus, just taking these documents and putting your company name all over them, printing them, putting them in a folder on your bookcase does not make you compliant. Because if you're inspected, HMRC are looking at the quality of the documents and do they state how you operate day in, day out with each of your clients, and they say, prove it. This is why this is one of the first steps. Before you start doing anything else at all, the understanding of your business and the setup is the foundation of your business. Without a strong foundation, your business will fall over. So, after you've got all of your documents in place, step 7 is insurance, professional indemnity. Remember, minimum £100,000 cover, maximum £1,000 excess, must state property sourcing services, plus if you state anywhere or you provide management of refurbishment of properties, that requires extra cover other than your PI. Your PI will not cover you. So you would have to stipulate it to your insurance provider and ensure that it states that it covers you for management of refurbishment services. The next step, step 8, is redress, either the TPO or PRS. Step 9 is Information Commissioner's Office, ICO, for data protection and supervision. Step 10 is HMRC for anti-money laundering supervision. And step 11 is really, really key, because all of that you've done before does not make you compliant going forward, day in, day out. Stay up to date with the law and have at least annual training in data protection and anti-money laundering, and review all of those documents that we talked about at least annually. This is an ongoing business process. It isn't a setup, you're good to go, forget about it. And I'm telling you now that from the conversations that I have, the people that come to me as sourcing agents about to set up and believe that they're fully compliant have a minute amount of the knowledge that they need to actually operate legally in the UK at this moment in time. And 2024, 25 and going forward are key years, because our sector is now centre front in supervisory bodies' minds. So, what does that mean for us? It means, 1, that you can take the opportunity to make sure that you are absolutely spot on with everything that you have, that you understand your sector, that you can go out there confidently and work with investors and make and set up a really, really good business for yourselves. Or it means that you're putting yourself at much higher risk now of getting a fine from certainly HMRC. So that is this morning's Compliance Over Coffee. I hope it was useful to you. We will be back again next Thursday at the normal time of 8:30 in the morning. In the meantime, if you weren't aware, we run free webinars monthly. We did so last year. We are doing again this year. The first one is tonight. It starts at 7 o'clock. It's on for about an hour. It's live, and at the end you have an opportunity to ask any questions that you want about sourcing or compliance. It is recorded, but our recording will only be available to our NAPSA members. So you have to attend live if you are not a NAPSA member to hear everything. Once we finished on this video, Tony will very kindly put the link in the comments for you, for those of you who haven't already registered, to get on board and register. We only have room for 100, and I think we're over the 80 mark at the moment, so there aren't many registration places left. That's it for this morning. Thanks very much for attending. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will be back with you again next Thursday. Bye for now.